This what? This I was too greedy. I really wanted a man. The money the way Joe we are over Papa me. But I always hate you. The president taking money very small. The public they going to cost us people. That's what I'm scared. You know, no civil have been able to call a judge or who. But I'm scared. I know what we can do. I want to be all go quickly. Those man Jew. All the people money and I still get money to replace it. The system better. The boy this money. This one. But anyway, I don't know the day I'm going to steal it. All of who steal the money, but we that's as the wood kill. So, this one. This I was too greedy. I really wanted a man. The money the way Joe we are over Papa me. But I always hate you. The president taking money very small. The public they going to cost us people. That's what I'm scared. You know, no civil have been able to call a judge or who. But I'm scared. I know what we can do. I want to be all go quickly. Those man Jew. All the people money and I still get money to replace it. The system better. The boy this money. This one. But anyway, I don't know the day I'm going to steal it. All of who steal the money, but we that's as the wood kill. This more. The public they going to cost us people. That's what I'm scared. You know, no civil have been able to call a judge or who. But I'm scared. I know what we can do. I want to be all go quickly. Those man Jew. All the people money and I still get money to replace it. The system better. The boy this money. This one. But anyway, I don't know the day I'm going to steal it. All of who steal the money, but we that's as the wood kill. If you will wait, let your own go to mine, and then go to your love. Bring it, yeah, bring it. Yeah, bring it back. Bring it. The other day I saw a minister giving one other guy money for sex. Mama la prayer crying again. I won't go to do it again. Few people not feeling passing the job, but the masses coming suffer again. Last city competition, you know, be other fucker who force up a change. Look out for the home of the papa, the children that are selling all in the street. What does the money in the street? So you go out there, you go people in the street. No to watch my father, but I hope 16 minutes, just feel group of people not steal. The money lost over there. The national your money set. Oh, control that the whole people now having no security camera there. Check. We need fast and prayer. Yeah. The minister and the representative, everybody got the hour you spent. When they finish smoking our opinion, the constitution of man, then they fight. You're smoking our opinion. You're smoking our opinion. You guys saw somebody more, yeah? Y'all see our money, I bring it back. I'll pay our cowboy and children back. If my grandfather sit on our money, they play your father, I pray him a job at that. Roll. We pro. Y'all stealing the money, y'all forgetting the no we ain't got cool car roll.
say the money the jam with the boy the toy. The whole country back all of Osaka. Hey, I've been sitting with me and the daughter. Senator the be smoking the weed. Rabbi said it in the set in the tea. Minnesota in the house so coming in all the ninja be banning tea. Oh wait, bring the ball that pray. I know about the matches of day taking no everybody work hard there on that country. I know the public affair, but I'll put it there. Still put it in the gym. They get you get all right. But if it passes your car, what's it want to then they say they call me official, so we start to get your gas. When they can't tell our guy, because they get mad. When they call you be hot, then I get tough for after they say yeah, then they say one fault. But we'll tell them no. Because all the lives you will know the people that I stole the money for the continue. They ask they call me official, you know that smoking opium. One let to go to jail for so they just to eat for me. Oh, we are continue back. We are continue back. Hello? What do you mean? What do you mean I wrong continue down? The man is still in my share that you continue? Yeah. What do you mean I wrong continue down now? The man that you continue. Oh, I made a government, the government crooked at dinner. That continue, yeah. All the suffering was suffering at the wrong continue. How would you have for yourself? So I can't have one. We are the one that continue.
All right. Our brothers, they went on the wrong container. People say the container was green, and some people say were blue. They will claim on the rare container. It can be the wrong one. But whatever way it is, we're back. We're here. This is Profile Liberia. We're here this afternoon, and as usual, like I said, we've been doing the advocacy and asking the questions and looking for answers with respect to the $16 billion. But we are at a crucial point now. This is the week. This week is the week. People say it's a D week. Some people say the D day. The D day is coming, but this week is the D week. And so today, this afternoon, let me see who is already trying to come on. Let me see. I haven't even introduced the show yet. Let's see. Williams Prince. Let's see if we can get William Prince. But on the Profile Liberia today, this afternoon, the campaign intensifies. We asking, bring back our container. And the question I'm asking this afternoon, before I go to Prince, let me reiterate the question that I want you guys to join us from now. We got 4 days to go. On Thursday, we'll be hearing from whatever. But the question I'm asking this afternoon, do you think Liberia will at least benefit from the outcome of the investigation? That's number one question. Then the second question is the hypothetical one, which is regardless, whoever is caught up in the web, how would you want them be punished? These are the two questions I want us to address this afternoon, this morning. Please, welcome to the show. Mr. Prince, welcome to the show.
Yeah, Max, are you hearing me?
Yeah.
Just show me one finger, because for some reason I'm not hearing you.
No,
I'm hearing me.
I'm hearing you. I'm hearing you.
All right. Well, some technical problem is that I'm not hearing you, but we can go from there. I can read your lips. Max, I beg you guys. Look, my man, let's focus on something else, man. Let's focus on their continental business. Their continental business is a news that is dead on arrival. Don't worry. I mean, our hopeful, our pessimistic, optimistic about what will come out of this continental business until I read Samuel Jackson. You know Samuel Jackson, the puppet? I read an excerpt of his book. You want to get that book, man. That book should be a high-selling, riveting book for Liberians to read, and we'll find out in the intricacies of our politics, our global politics. I mean, our national politics as well. I mean, I respect our brother across the sea, our uncle, our fathers. They're there, but I want Liberian people to know that these people got only feminine interest. Their interest is not feminine. A boundary of themselves. So, well, I want to talk on the continual business, but I love money. Yeah, I know that money at the end of the day, we will come to a place that all the thing will be played, all the game will be played. So as a result, Liberian people will end up carrying the empty bag. But my only reason, my only concern here is, Max, why haven't we put more light on the loss of life? I mean, almost 40 people plus died in our country. That was a national tragedy. I mean, national tragedy to a biblical proportion, because, I mean, when such a thing happened, suddenly 40 people or plus people died like that. I mean, from a tragedy thing that could have been prevented, because the government could have worked on the effort to prevent, to curtail illegal mining. But the illegal mining had been done by people within the government, sponsored by major parties within the government. And the president didn't even make this a national issue. They didn't even have a press conference. They didn't even, I don't know if you even went to Nima Kante, sir. Did he go to Nima Kante? I don't want to say something before did he go to Nima Kante?
Not to my knowledge.
Wow. You know, it's sad, my brother. Let me honestly tell you. I mean, I hate to divert away from the topic, because I know we're talking about the money, but I don't think 40 souls, 40 living human beings, the loss their soul in one single day. I don't think I mean the money, even 16 billion doesn't even surpasses that. And you remember when we had that mudslide in Liberia, even Samuel Doe, who the people say he's a wicked man, who was a military general, who did some things, some devilish things. You saw that Samuel Doe went there, right? He went walking in the mud. He even went to part of the armed forces, the engineering corps, and they were even digging in the mud trying to see if they can rescue people. So you mean that tragedy happened in Nima County? Our Nibadians brother supported this man overwhelmingly. He never even went there to even, the fact if he had gone there, it will create awareness. People don't know. It would have, create awareness. It would have even share more light on the illegal mining, and then it would have helped, create effort to prevent such a tragedy, not to do it. And then I hear that he went to Ghana. He spent a weekend in Ghana partying, and now he left last night in Egypt this morning. I mean, this morning. It's just sad. I mean, it's sad, my brother. I mean, I honestly tell you, if President we are, I mean, I don't know what President we are can do anymore to really lower the standard, lower the bar, because we tend to raise the bar for other people, but then we lower the bar to the lowest for President we are. We keep asking for. That my first time in my history, in my life, in my life, for me to see that people ask what opposition doing for the country. Opposition should help build the country. But then 12 years CDC ran as an opposition. They can't show us nothing they did to rebuild the country, nothing they did to contribute to the government or in power in 12 years. They only harassed the old lady, they intimidated the old lady, they suppressed the old lady to the extent the old lady was so afraid to keep her legacy that she had to bend to their will and allow President we are and get the presidency to the President we are. Now they're telling the opposition the opposition should support the government. What the opposition government? Opposition, the enemy of the state, and they look at other people. They say, they question them, what have you done for Liberia? And they're not asking the same question for President Weah. What is President Weah doing for Liberia? Today we have an issue that is going on today that is creating to become a national crisis. The removal of the judicial coup. That is, we're seeing that they're trying to do a coup on the judicial system, but Janet. I'm not a fan of Janet, but the office, I'm a fan of the office that he occupying. I feel that office is a sacred office. It should be protected. Just as you see me on here, I don't insult the office of the president, but I respect the office of the president. So the same way I respect the office of the associate justice, there's a process and the coup is taking place. Instead of the president lending his voice to that, because the Muslim Council now, I mean, they're concerned because they feel that this is an attack, affront to them personally. For the president to address this, he's not doing it. Right, you taking plane and you fly into Ghana, spend the whole weekend there partying. You got picture of the show that you're in for another club to another club. No, I'm just joking. I ain't got no picture of the show. But yeah, that's the thing. And the issue with the 16 billion, my brother, listen to me. Read my lip. Follow my posting. I tell you people, and I say it again. I said it about a month ago. The final report that will come out will be a report that will be for the sake, in the interest of those who are investigating and in the interest of the government. It will not be in the interest of the Liberian people. The final report will be that no money missing. It was just an accounting error. It was just a disposition of where the money was kept. That no money was missing. The money was infused in the economy. That will be the final, the result of the final report. And whether you like it or not, you can go, you can take it to the bank. Samuel Jackson told you in 1987, when they did the investigation with Samuel Doe, they sat on the investigation as damning as it was, as critical as it was, as prejudicial as it was, as potentially asking Samuel Doe to resign here, entire government. They sat on that report because they felt that report was volatile. It could disrupt the peace, and it could destabilize the country. They sat on it. What makes you think they can't do the same thing this time around? It's not strange. The people that are involved are people who are very sensitive when it comes to protecting their interests. If the interests come first, they will protect the interest rather than the interest of Liberia.
Prince,
Yes.
Does that lead you to conclude that you are having a fear that whatever the result is, if this result was to implicate our leader and leaders, that the implication of them will bring civil unrest in Liberia? Is that your fear?
I have no fear. Yes, I do have a little bit of concern, but I have no fear. And the reason being that, listen, when you talk about implicating, right, there is no way at this point in time this government cannot be implicated. Let me set the groundwork from a more legal point, not from a political point. Do you remember the president's appointee, the CBL governor? Do you remember he saying that there is no money missing?
Yeah, got it.
Do you remember the president appointee, the finance minister, also corroborating, saying that no money missing? Do you remember the justice minister, the president appointee, saying that no, as far as concerned, no money missing too? Do you remember the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, saying on international BBC that no money missing? Okay, now listen to it now, right? Any of all these people, because they serve under the oath of the Constitution, any statement they make is on an oath. If anything goes contrary to that statement, then they mean they committed perjury. They lied, and if they lied, the only reparation for that for resignation for them to resign. And you remember the president downplaying the fact that money was missing when he came back from the UN General Assembly. He said, "Oh, they say money missing." Oh, and he downplayed the even in his State of the Nation address. He downplayed the notion that money missing. So if the only result that can be judiciously accepted in Liberia and by the court and by the law of criminal justice that will exonerate and not implicate this government, the only result will be we'll have to corroborate with what the finance minister says, what the justice minister said, what the CBL governor said, and what the president downplayed. If it goes contrary, if it does go contrary, it means that the government has implicated itself, and this government will be held accountable according to law. The president said the same thing. He made it clear. So it means that if that's the case, then the president and his cabinet, the owner has to do the Liberian people a favor by doing the Liberian people a favor by resigning on their own accord, because that is the only reparation that will address the issue of this money missing. We are talking about the national treasure here. We're not talking about pocket change. No. We're talking about a theft of the national treasure. Today, thousands of people are vulnerable to dying from curable diseases because there's money that could have been used to facilitate and help our hospitals and things. That money is missing. So if the result comes up that that money is missing, well, they can throw low-level people under the bus, and they can accuse people that will not find that they commit a vanishing act. I don't care whatever it is. Once it has been corroborated that indeed money was missing, this government will have to resign, because it means the government lied to the Liberian people. They breached the trust of the Liberian people. The Liberian people have no confidence in them. Then the vote of no confidence will be taken by the Liberian people, which is given to them by the power of the Constitution in Article 1 of the Constitution, which says that all power is inherent in the people. So it means that the government will have to resign, President. We will have to step aside and allow the Liberian people to decide that they bring in a new government, that they trust a new government that they will have confidence in. Now, people may say, what do you mean by that? My brother, let me tell you, the Constitution of Liberia a 6-year tenure, but the Constitution does not guarantee a 6-year tenure. In fact, before the Constitution even prescribed a tenure, the Constitution gave a disclaimer clause. The Article 1 of the Constitution is a disclaimer. You know what a disclaimer is, right? If I say something right now, I can give something that was exonerating that I can use as a means to get myself out of that, out of further indictment. Now, Article 1 says all power is inherent in the people. So it means that power is not inherent in the president, power is not inherent in any branches of the government, but inherent in the people. And the people have the right to what? To call the government and instruct the government, right? So if the president happens to be implicated by virtue of his statement and his appointees, it means that the people can come and say, Mr. President, thank you plenty. You did well. Thank you very well. You at least thank you didn't take out to the World Cup, you took out to the African Cup. Thank you plenty. We'll give you a day well trophy. But it's time for you to step aside. And when the people ask the president to step aside, the president has to do it peacefully within the confines of the law. If he refuses, then that's where I'm concerned. I'm concerned because if he refuses, then it means that he will also be even more or less digging a slippery slope for himself, because he will be further inciting violence. You'll be further creating a volatile environment, and then that could potentially plunge our country into chaos. And I heard that President Weah is a peaceful man. He loves peace. So I think if that's the case, he will do it for the peace of Liberia. He will step aside for the peace of Liberia.
Okay. All right. Praise. Thank you, man. If you're not too busy, you can call back. We're going to be here because of this program. We're going to be here for 2 hours.
Maxwell, my man, I've been following your posting, man. I mean, it's kind of a little bit. I mean, I can't really seem to catch you, man. It's like kind of moving target. 1 minute you're there, 1 minute you're here. I mean, what's going on, Max?
Well, I don't know what you mean now. Let's talk off the air.
Okay, we'll talk on the back room. Okay?
Okay. Keep
thank you very much. Buddy. Take care. God bless you, man. Keep on the good work.
God bless you. I mean, very, very eloquent. Always, Prince always eloquently putting points across. But Prince, let me just remind you, I quite agree with you. Our president is kind of insensitive. Yes, I agree with you. What we did, let me just let you know, was the organization I'm heading, the Social Justice Liberia, what we did was with respect to the issue of Nima County. Remember, I think since last October, I started filming a documentary that somebody did in some part of Liberia where people were doing some how they call illicit mining or whatsoever it is. And that documentary, even this gone weekend, I brought it back again, just to remind ourselves as to what is going on as outside of Mosurado County, outside of Monrovia. And so, when this incident happened, we wrote to the Justice Minister. We also sent a letter again to the House Committee on Mining and Minerals to invite the Public Works Minister, to invite the Minister of Land Mines and Minerals, and also to invite the Liberia National Police as well, before the House Committee responsible for that aspect, so that they can ask them questions. In the Western world, soon something like this happened, that what the guys can do in the House. Invite them and come and cross-examine them. Ask them, what do they know about this? So what we did is we wrote a letter to the Justice Minister, asking the Justice Minister to please investigate immediately. I mean, more than 40 lives, that's not an easy thing. It's not just something we should just let it go like that. And so we may not, we talk about it here one or twice or so, but we are also pushing it from behind the scenes from here. So we're not just sitting there. And on this issue of what Prince talked about, yeah, concerns. We saw it from last year, I think somewhere around August last year, when the flooding kicked our people out of their homes and thing. Our president, the next, I think it's happening on a Thursday. That Saturday was the Saturday they have football. The following week again they have football. You see, Droba is in town, so let's go play football and have fun. Our people were outside sleeping. I saw that as a leader being so insensitive to issues. What did I do here? I have to get in touch with individuals, Liberians in America and in Canada and Europe here. Guys, can we do something about it? Till we done that, we launched that national disaster appeal, where we collected some money and sent it back home and gave it to the National Disaster Management of Liberia to pass it on to our people. Even in Monrovia, we organized a day. On that day, on that Friday, Faithful Friday, thanks to all the volunteers, we collected over 50,000 Liberian dollars. So we got concerned and we started to do it. But I agree with you, Prince. It is sad, very, very sad, when you have a leader, perhaps that do not show much concern. These are things that happen. I'm so sorry, whosoever was calling, you can call back now. But let me go back to just remind ourselves as well as to how we got here. And so please continue with your points. I'll read them. Please continue. Just read the caption on top there. The two questions are there. You can answer those questions. If you want to, you can call via the video, or if you want to just, tap right there, I will read it as well. And thanks for your contribution. Thanks to all of you that are sharing the video as well. Thanks for inviting somebody. I appreciate you. We appreciate it very much. This is all of what's concerned. $16 billion. That's huge money. Huge money. When you leave from here, now you go to Liberia. Go and visit some of the healthcare centers. Yes. If you really want to know how this $16 billion life, go to Sonny Wine Clinic, go to Nima County, go to Bon County, go outside of Mosurado County, and go and visit some of those healthcare centers. Look, those clinics, those one they call clinics that our people are depending on. You go there. When you interact with the people, with the patients, when you interact with the healthcare providers there, and you get to know what is happening there, whether there is any paracetamol, just a common painkiller or so, whether it's there or not, then you will get to know that this $16 billion must touch you. It's unfortunate. I see some Liberians are still sitting on the fence, and they don't even care to talk about it. They don't want us to talk about it. People inboxing me and asking me, when are you going to stop talking about this $16 billion? Come on, man. Are you human? $25 million and somebody would just, they didn't even wash their face and just tell you, say, oh, okay, we gave 17 million that way, we gave the other balance that way or whatever, and you want to believe it. Proud to $25 million going to where it went today. What did it do? They asked the money exchanger to leave the street unless you register, you go and get your license. You should get out. In a couple of weeks, then somebody should come and tell us these are the same people that the minister went and gave the money to me. Are we stupid? How long will these people take us to be stupid people and we should continue to agree with them? This morning we I rang the ambassador this morning, the American ambassador to Liberia. Because we wrote them the last time. We told them that actually for us we're not in support of us waiting for the 28th of February for the releasing of the report. We want them to release a report. And since then they haven't sent replies, so we have been trying to reach them by way of phone, and I spoke to them this morning. They apologized and said they would give us a response. Fellow Liberians, we have the right, irrespective of wherever you are. This is not about politics. It's not. This is not about politics. Because I know when I go to Liberia, I just sit from my home, I go where I'm supposed to go and go back home and whatever. I go out there and mingle with people. I go to the hospital as usual. Whatever little things I carry, I go and divide. And I know what I saw on New Year's Day when I spent my New Year Day in the hospital at Redemption Hospital. When I spent at least 3 hours there, talking to the administration, to healthcare workers, those that were on duty that day, meeting the sick children, those children that spend their Christmas and their New Year right in the hospital there. Those that, in fact, some of them, almost their parents were just sitting there. They didn't know what to do. Praying and thinking and will I ever have him or her back? These are the people we met. Now, when you meet somebody there and they're telling you, oh, they give up paper, they say, well, go buy this medication before they will come and put the injection there, they will do this and give the treatment. Come on, man. Then you're telling me that when, an individual or group of individuals should just take $16 billion that supposed to go to these kind of places and put it into their own personal use. And then somebody say we shouldn't talk about it. We shouldn't ask questions. We should just sit there. Hear this. Let's just remind ourselves. They hear this one.
Liberia wants to clarify. The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no $16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
This is Nathaniel Patrick, the Central Bank of Liberia governor. He was so quick, very, very, very fast to come out that day and release his press release and talk to the world. Perhaps he forgot to know that he was talking to the whole world. He was just talking to a few guys or few people in his ministry or at his bank, the Central Bank of Liberia. So he was sleeping when things were going on. He was sleeping when Morba Moru was awake. Was he? Was he really speaking? Let's say sleeping? Was he drunk when Morba Molu was awake? Let's hear him again, and then we'll hear from Morba Molu.
The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I have my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money. When I asked to testify in the saga, I would have asked the Central Bank governor, how come a whole continuous notice of the Liberian dollars is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where it is alleged that pickups were driven there under the cover of darkness when they came in and were there uploaded and taken to personal homes.
Now, you know, this is where I have problem with the NSA. Now, they feel it when I heard, well, this gone week, when I heard that the NSA was inviting a couple of few office staff of the vice president to go and answer questions with respect to the leaked recordings. And I just give up, you know, because this man is not a small man. We're talking about Morba Molu here. Telling the whole world, telling you, the NSA, that I know where the money is. Let me go on the dashboard and see who is calling. Samo. Let's see what we can get. And this man is still moving around free, and they say they're investigating. Somebody telling you, this is a big crime. I mean, the whole nation crime. A crime that taking journalists from across the world to go and interview your president and asking your president about search. And you're taking it for a joke, and somebody's telling you openly, I know what happened with the money. I saw people, they were offloading from the container to small, pickups and things, and taking the money to people personal homes. Come on, man. And somebody like that is walking around Monrovia free. And then somebody telling me that for the recordings that was leaked, the NSA is inviting people to go and answer questions. Come on, man. Where are we? Where are we heading as a nation? Samuel, let me try you again. I don't know what's happening. I don't know where. Come on. Yeah, I don't think so. I'm not quite sure we're friends, so it might not work. Yeah, man. So that's it. And inviting somebody to go and ask a question, why, how come the video got leaked or so? How come the voice recording got leaked? Who recorded and whatever? Somebody, we're talking about $16 billion by now, transforming some of the hospitals. Go to Lima County, go to Grand Crew County, go to Sano County, go to River G, go to St. J. Grand Cayman County, go right to Phoebe Hospital. Go right to JFK. I just saw a video this few days. This guy, middle-aged man was so angry right in the middle of the road. And this guy was just talking about JFK. JFK is a pharmacy. JFK is not a hospital. JFK is a pharmacy. JFK is a pharmacy. This man was so angry because of why he have experienced there, why he have seen there. There's no medication. It's called a referral hospital. You call Phoebe a referral hospital. Right after the accident, the last time when the president motorcade had an accident in which, of course, one of the councillors was involved. It was from there they even have to take the people, take them to Monrovia, and from Monrovia they say some of them have to go abroad for treatment. This is one of the hospitals between JFK and Phoebe Hospital. These are the hospitals that people used to come from Freetown, Sierra Leone, used to come from Ivory Coast to come there for treatment. Let me go back on the dashboard. Let me see who is calling. Daros. Okay? And today, there's no medication. Doctors want to sit down. Some of them are just doing it because, I mean, you know, they're just there, just by name. Let me go to work. Maybe after the 30, 31 days or so, I can get my house rent or so. That's all. But you carry your patient, they go give you long paper. This is what we have. Go to the pharmacy, go find it. When you bring it, we administer it to your relative or so. We'll give it to your child, with your child or so. Oh. Oh, okay. The video. Darren's.
Yeah.
I think it's a network, right? I think so.
Yeah.
Darren's, are you there? We're going to see you. I think it's your network. Yeah, Darren's call back. Try and find a good location that you can call. I think you're calling from Liberia. And so that is it. Somebody is coming where the money is. It's going to tell me, and that person is not a key witness to such investigation.
The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I have my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money. When I asked to testify in the saga, I would have asked the Central Bank governor, how come a whole continuous notice of the $1 billion is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where it is alleged that people were driven there under the cover of darkness doing a campaign and were there uploaded and taking the personal homes.
I mean, let's take a short musical break. For come, I'll read some of your comments as well. You can call in, I'll continue to put in. But in this kind of a case, in this scenario, this is the type of music now we have to play.
Oh, Daddy, what shall we do? Since oh, Daddy, what shall we do? Since oh, Daddy, what shall we do? Since
what shall we do?
Oh God, what shall we do? What shall we do in this kind of a scenario? What shall we do? I mean, these are the people that told us that they love this nation. These are the same people that told us that indeed they are patriotic citizens. That they came to give us a good life. They came to transform the country. Give us hope. Give us hope. What shall we do when things are going the wrong way. What should we do? Nobody cares. Let's go back to Oliver.
Oh, Daddy, what shall we do?
What shall we do?
There is no $16 billion Liberian missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I heard about missing money because I know what happened to the money. When I asked to testify in the saga, I would have asked the central bank governor, how come a whole container loaded of the $1 billion is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where container loaded of the $1 billion is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where it is alleged that people were burning there on the cover of darkness during the campaign and were then uploaded and taken to personal homes.
Oh, what shall we do? What shall we do? All right, so let's see. Let me go on the dashboard now and read some of your comments. We stay here on this program, Profile Liberia. We're profiling and we're asking the question this afternoon. Welcome. Do you think Liberia will at least benefit from the outcome of the investigation? That's one question. Number two question is, regardless whoever is caught up in the web, how would you want them be punished? Regardless of whosoever, yeah, whether it's the president, the vice president, the deputy vice president, the assistant vice president, whatsoever, regardless of whoever, if their names are mentioned, they are caught in the web, how do you want them to be punished? That's the question. Those are the questions I'm asking this afternoon. I want you to please help with your answer. Do you think Liberia will at least benefit from the outcome of the investigation? Remember, the investigation is this Thursday. Yes, this Thursday. That's why we rang the office of the ambassador this morning, the U.S. ambassador to Liberia, doing our follow-up regarding the letter we wrote. Let me go on the dashboard and read some of your comments. Finny Sebus, you say here, from the president behavior, he is losing popularity in Liberia and the world. Fanny Sebus is back to say, if no money missing, they will tell us how they use the money. If no money, so she's hoping to answer the question as well. Let's go to Daniel. I see one Daniel Windsor. Let me see first. All right. Okay, Daniel just dropped. If no money missing, they will tell us how they use the money. That's Fanny Cebu. All right, let's go down a little bit again. I'm not going to read the comments as well. Timothy Sunnyball Smith Jr., he says, I'm in support of the establishment of war and economic crimes code for Liberia. Okay, let's go back to the dashboard and see who is calling. Okay, Daniel is calling back. Let's see. I don't know. So let's see whether we can get Daniel. Okay, it says adding now. That's great. All right. Go down a little bit. Emmanuel Yuma. Max, I think the issue about the $16 billion is an alarming matter in our country. The result from the investigation will determine to provide or to prove this government credibility. Daniel, welcome to the show. How you doing?
Yeah, I'm okay, man. Thank you very much, bro.
Yeah, thanks for the call as well, and thanks for at least coming up to throw in your 1 or 2 cents as well with respect to the topic of on our discussion. So, where do you want to start? I mean, we just to help us to answer the question this afternoon. Actually, do you think Liberia will at least benefit from the outcome of the investigation, regardless of whoever is caught in the web? How would you want them to be punished?
Where my question could be, no, in terms of the report, I have a little fear. My fear is based on history, because I remember during the Dole regime, history to us, similar thing happened during the Dole regime. And the very Americans went to investigate the same financial crisis. They came out with this report and refused to give the report out to the Liberian people. So it is against this backdrop that I have a little fear again that this report will be tampered with. This report will not be placed outside. All right. If it is to be given to the Liberian people, then I think I stand with the people that wherever the Constitution says, like the music you are playing, what can we do? What we can do is to change our mindset, to take a decision, not in the interest of a party, but in the interest of the country. Because, you know, it beat my imagination to see a president who came from the downtrodden, who came from the slum, to just excel to to the highest seat of the country and refuse to do the will of the people. People die just from malaria. Just a few days, I lost my friend. My friend lost his mother. From what? Just from typhoid. All right? They took the lady at redemption. I talked to the lady on Facebook like this, video call. The man left his mother there and going to go look for sugar machine to buy. That is sickening. All right? And you got a president running here and there, doesn't want to listen to anybody. I listened to a little girl that was being interviewed, a 10 years old child in the 6th grade. She said, look, people are saying President Weah is dull. He's not dull. I just feel that this man, this president, you know, he's not attentive. And that's what I want to believe. All right? The brother is not waiting to listen to anybody at all, to use his common sense. Liberians are dying. All right? And you say you love the people, and you sit there and tamper with the money that you're supposed to use to protect the people, to develop the country. You're using it for your personal gain. My brother, I'm afraid that this report will not come up. The report will not surface. I'm afraid. But be as it may, if the report should come out, then I think Liberian people they have the power, they have the ability to take a sound decision. And what is that decision? Is to ask President Weah to step down peacefully. To step down peacefully. Because President Weah I live in Italy. I follow his track record in Italy. All right? People were lying President Weah got houses in Milan. That's a blatant lie. All right? All the places President Weah played football, yes, he's respected in this country. Anyone that you tell that you are from Liberia, once you use Weah as an example, they understand. They know what he did here. He set the track record. But then as George Weah been here, he went through the medical facilities here. Just recently, where I'm working now, there's a little boy here, he's not well. I just called the ambulance, the people came and the minister to the man. I saw the whole thing on the screen. The person, no, nothing happened to this man, and just give it some time. If anything should occur, recall us and we'll come and take him to the hospital. You see that? Could Liberia be like this? Could Liberia be like this? You got a president who is just jeopardizing and playing with the life of the people, taking the money without any fear. In this country, I tell you, the government does not play with a citizen yet. They don't play with the citizens. They don't even play with the students yet. All right? The leaders in position yet, they don't play with their job, because any attempt to play with your job, you know you're going to lose it. But I don't know where is our constitution. Where is our lawmakers? All right? Everybody's kind of in the see the clip you are playing. They left Moriba Molu, who said he know where the money is. They left him and went behind a tape that is being leaked. You see that? That does not in any way make sense. Even the child that is born today, will not make such a kind of decision. The country is crying. People are crying. 16 billion is missing. Your finance minister took 25 million and said took the money and placed it into the market to beef up, the exchange rate. Granted, but things have gone the other way around. Modified model said the money you say is missing, is not missing. We saw it, we know who all took it. The NSA did not go after him to bring him because he is the party star. He is the chairman of the party. He's almost like the spokesman of the government. All right? And no one went after that brother. He's running up and down in the city. Then somebody who, explaining the ordeal, what they went through, you are going after them to say, what about the leak tape? What about it? All right? They are telling us that we are going to tell the people that somebody want to kill you. Who want to kill Will?
What about it?
Who want to kill Will? You see this? I'm kind of sickening, but this is an example for every Liberian. All right, be a sedition or whoever, what it may be. I was saying to one of we are closest friends. People who criticize President Weah are not his enemy. He should not take them to be his enemy. All right? Let somebody criticize you from the critics. You can listen and give idea, give knowledge, something you did not understand. You will understand it from that person's discussion. I say, okay, this guy is saying something, but I think it makes. The Bible says the wise man changes. All right? But I see our president, he's not waiting to listen to anybody. He's not waiting to change. He's not waiting to do anything. He does things his will. All right? And this is not about his will. It's about the will of the Liberian people. The people elected President Weah with the expectation that he will meet their needs and he will work out things. See.
All right, I think we're just losing Daniel there. Daniel, thank you so much for your.
So, it's about Liberians changing their minds and attitude to be able to take a sound decision. If the report should come out that President Weah is implicated into that report, I think it's about time that he has it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Daniel. Daniel, thank you. Your points are noted. I remember having this going weekend on Saturday, a friend of mine called me. Let's let Daniel go so we can get another person. A friend, this old, former schoolmate of mine called me and said, Max, I got my son in the hospital, suffering from typhoid. But they gave me a list of medication I should go and get before they can administer the treatment. But right now I'm broke. It's a 12 years old child. That innocent child. Tough for me. Malaria. Or people should die from it. Go ask them, they tell you we don't have medication here. That's why I posted it last time. I named some of them. I put their names in our post. I meant to do it. I said on this Saturday like this, I want you to go to these health centers and clinics, go to this hospital and visit and see and interact with the people that are there, the patients, their relatives, the healthcare providers. This is the only way you will know the truth behind the lies that you guys are telling us on Facebook, that everything is okay. We can't have a bunch of people like this lying to us. Something is white. Somebody still telling us that it is black, it is black, it is black. They want each and every one of us to believe that indeed what they are telling us is true. We should buy it. I'm hurt because I know what's happening in those boroughs. I'm hurt because I know what I always see in those hospitals. My friend child right now is suffering. He said, Marcus, I can't even afford the money they asked me to, or the list of medication they gave me. I can't even afford the money. We're in a civilized nation. When a patient go in that hospital, the first priority of the administration is to make sure that that person is brought live, whatever they're going through, that person is brought back to a stable condition. Anything I have to talk about, whether there's money or whatever, will come after. But you go to your hospital right now, to any hospital in Liberia, maybe besides the private clinics or so, but go to any government subsidized hospital or healthcare centers. They would give you a piece of paper, go and buy and come. We'll give it to your child. We'll give it to your wife. We'll give it to your husband. Go buy it. How can a newborn baby, how can a 2 years, how can a 3 years old be going through that? And somebody is telling you that you should go and buy medication. And we'll have people sitting there and they're lying to us that everything is okay. That's the same way they came the last time. And they show us bag of rice on Facebook. Propo rice. Go on the market. I was there in December up to January. You can't find it. You know, people talk, they say you hate. This is not about hate. If I hate you, I don't talk about you. No. If I hate you, I don't even talk about what you do. I don't care about what you do. Because once I hate you, if you hate me, you don't want to see me anyway. So how will you find pleasure talking about what I'm doing anyway? So those of you that are always talking about hate, you got to learn. Yesterday we were on the same bandwagon, right? We stood there for some years. We were on the back of the lady. For me, I was on her back because of policies or so. When she do it the other way, I will say, no, this is not right or so. I have people in our government. I'm talking about family people. But yet and still, I never shut my mouth off. I was on the back of that government every day. Today you're in, you don't want us to talk. And some of you that were talking yesterday, just shut up. It's like you guys are dead and not even alive. How can you live life like this? Phoebe Hospital, about to close. The JFK is just there by name. When I saw this video that the brother was talking about, the middle-aged man crying, referring to JFK, a referral hospital, the biggest referral hospital, referring to JFK as a pharmacy. You know what it means? You know what experience that guy had? The man standing, pushing a wheelbarrow and standing in the middle of the road. Even forgot that cars are using the roads as well. And this guy just talking, he just yelling and talking about JFK. So tell me now, you know, you see how far it has gone in the minds of the people. But like other people are saying, we'll continue to sway people. God, if we don't get the result that we want out of this particular investigation, God will reveal the investigation. One day, $16 billion, that's too much for just 2 people, 3 people, 5 people to close it up like that. It's too much. You say you love this nation? Prove to us that you love this nation. Your people are suffering. Especially for some of you that are sitting on the internet and you have not even been home for maybe 14 years or whatever years or so. But you say you are preaching and telling us that everything is okay back home. Let's go to Harrison and see what Harrison got to say. And get Harrison as well. But this is it. We are not going, if this result, if the investigation result happened to come out, linking it with the 2 examples that these brothers have said about Simon Kanyado then, oh my God. my word, my word, my word. We'll reserve that until that day, until Thursday. Until Thursday. And Thursday, by this time, hopefully before this time now, we will get the result. We are going to go back to the American embassy. We're asking them, we want a copy of that, of the report. We want the truth behind this thing. Everyone that is involved in this money. Today, those of us that are in the diaspora, people are laughing at us. You go to functions, you go to places that people meeting, you go to trainings or whatever, you meet with strangers, they're asking you, what's your name? Where are you from originally? And then you tell them from Liberia. The first thing that come out is asking you, oh, that's the country that $16 billion got missing from. I come across this every day. Outside there. People that never been to Liberia. You see the shamefulness on our head. It's almost like when Ebola was reaching hell back home. The last time I went to, I was in Liberia was 2012. But yet and still, when the Ebola strikes, each time I go see my doctor, they will ask me, when last you been back home? I say, I've been back home for almost a year before this Ebola thing. But the stigma was on all of us here. When I go to my surgery, where we call here surgery, where the doctor, where you go to diagnose and give you whatever you need or so. When you go to the center there, you see the placard there. If you have come from Sierra Leone, Liberia, Guinea, please make us know. Please let us know. That was placard all over the world, I can say, in the Western world. The people got they started being afraid of us. They don't want to get close to us because they thought that all of us were Ebola carriers. Let's see more things are happening to us today. You go say hello to somebody that don't know anything about Liberia. They ask you which country you're from. You say I'm from Liberia. They finish hearing it on the news long time. Oh, that's the country that $16 billion got missing from the port to the central bank. I mean, tell me, man. Amos, good afternoon. Amos, if you want, you can call. Lines are open. If you want to call, you can call. Let's continue. Let me take. I'm going to read a story to you for you here. We take up more minutes here because I decided to use 2 hours from today until Thursday on the day of the release of the report. We will be here 2 hours every day from 1:30. Let's go here. Let's go to Emmanuel Newman. He says here, Max, I think the issue about the $16 billion is an alarming matter in our country. The results from the investigation will determine to prove this government credibility. William B. Prince, he actually called earlier. Yes, Max, the flooding in Maryland, Lower Bunk and Moserado. President Weir is very insensitive to the well-being of the Liberian people. Let's go down a little bit and see what's the discussion there. Let's say Lusu Fatuyama. These people think they will go free. That lie. They will pay for our money. They will pay for it. Lusu Fatuyama is back from all the way to Monrovia, Liberia. The healthcare of the people is not their concern. Yeah, I agree with you. And quickly, let's go down a little bit. Florence Colley, our resources, 16 billion, will not go free. We will put them in Belayala prison, and we will take all their property from them, including any money that they have in the bank. That is relative to the question. She gone straight to the question and answering the question. Yes. Thank you very much. Yes. missing $16 billion. Do you think Liberia will at least benefit from the outcome of the investigation? That's question number 1. And the question number 2, regardless, whoever is caught up in the web, how would you want them be punished? So thank you so much, Florence Colley. She wants them to go to Better Yala, will take all their properties and sell it. That goes back in the government cover and thing. Yeah, that's how you treat criminals. Even a free port, as every port of entries or whatsoever, sometimes the government can seize goods. They keep it for some times, and if you don't come and free it, they'll have special time. They'll put it on auction. The money go back in the government cover. So it's a similar thing. You steal from the people. You steal from the state. When they catch you, your property is confiscated, and whatever property you have also, when it is resold, that money will go back in the government cover. So that's just exactly what we do. I mean, how will people just take people for rally this, man? The whole nation? Florence Corey, let's go back on the boat, dashboard there. The healthcare system is very bad in Liberia. No medication, no food for the patients, and no equipment for the doctors to even work within the hospital. We must resign. These are how your people are feeling. Because the last time, over and over, the president keep telling us, I hear everything that people say on Facebook. I follow everything. And so I believe him, especially for some of us who they consider to be, well, enemy of the government. They follow us because they want to hear what we're saying, or they want to follow what others are saying on our platforms. I know this. Even when he came to Paris the last time, or last year when he took over, newly, and I went to Paris. There he said the same thing. I follow development. I follow people on Facebook. They say what type of thing and whatsoever. Even recently again, he reiterated that. So the president is hearing what we are talking every day, the suggestions that people are putting forward every day, the pieces of advice that people are giving every day. But he is not listening. He's not taking anything from us into consideration. Nothing. He's not hiding it. He's telling us that on Facebook he follows a lot of us. Okay? He follows a lot of us. All right, let's go quickly. Elizabeth Yadia, okay, Yidia, sorry. Minor sickness that our healthcare system used to kill. These are what our people are dying from today. Yes, indeed. From now, they are dying from it. Yeah. Minor sickness. Then you carry somebody. It's almost like the Ebola days. Whether the person was suffering from Ebola or not, they will just say, boom, now Ebola. They're not touching you. It's the same old thing. Because there's no medication, they tell you, this one we can't make it. The last one, I just what I told my uncle the last time. I mean, after fighting hard, bringing the man from all the way Foya to Monrovia, only for us to be told at the hospital, we can't make it. What kind of hospital is that in the world? In the world. Even if you carry that patient right after accident also, maybe the person was breathing before they put the person on the ambulance also. They carry to that A&E when they enter there. They will do all their checks also. If the person died upon arrival, they will say dead on arrival. But they will never turn you away and say the sickness is too bad. Go home and die. Nowhere in the world. Accept the patient. They are patient. Accept the individual. Accept them. Give them whatever treatment you have for that particular moment or so. If the hospital is there for that, that's why you took the you took your training and you took oath. That even at the last minute, you will accept that individual, that patient, and treat them. You will accept them. but not in Liberia. They will carry patient, they will carry somebody to the hospital, the people, the hospital, they will come out and tell you, say, oh, the patient, we can't make it. What do you mean you can't make it? What do you mean you can't make it? Okay, let's go down a little bit again. Let's say, right, I want to go by virtue of the question as well. This, Lucine Haja Fofana, you say here, this is sadly time in our motherland. We need a prayer from Allah. We've been praying, man. We've been praying. We're praying until anything happen to all. Beatrice, I think you need to edit what you just wrote. Again, I want to read about it's not understandable. So Beatrice Spear, if you can, I don't know, try and edit it because I can't understand what you wrote actually. Amos say here, Amos George, I will not say anything about the missing money now. I am waiting for the report, but I want to be clear. They will pay for it. Well, actually, Amos, the question we're asking the question for the result that coming, because the questions are quite clear here. Do you think Liberia at least will benefit from the outcome of the investigation? Meaning, will that investigation be in our favor and then we'll get our money back? That's a simple way. And then the next question is, regardless, whoever is caught up in the web, how would you want them be punished? So that means after the result comes out and, you know, names are mentioned and those names are in government or whatever, how do you want them be punished? So we are talking about, yeah, tomorrow. Because let's say the result report is coming out today. But what's your happy? Just in case. Okay, let's put it that way. Just in case. We're just trying to suggest. So even let those that are carrying on the investigation to let them know that Liberian people are still concerned. And this is how Liberian people are thinking. And this is what they are proposing. This is what they are suggesting regarding this missing money. That's why we have decided to create this platform. These people are rogues. And nobody can tell me tomorrow and use the terminology, how to refer to it as investment. No. We will call them rogues. Tomorrow when their names are mentioned, we will refer to them as criminals, as rogue. We're not going to refer to them as, you know, people who invest our money. No. I mean, there's nothing we're going to use that language. No. Because normally when the big people steal, they say investment. When a small person go steal, they say that roll, you know, one thing. It's not. I think we tired with those, you know, sentimental misuse of language and thing. Oh, the people in government officials invested the money. They stole the money. When you steal, you steal. There's nothing about saying that you steal. You stole the money. You stole the money. And for some, you tell them, some of you people that are close to these people, and some of y'all know very, very well where this money is, and you don't want to talk about it. You're keeping your mouth shut. Maybe you'll get your share of it and whatsoever, because the person that your relative, that your uncle, that your sister, that your auntie or so. That's why you guys are not talking. You're forgetting about the children of Liberia. You're forgetting about those sick people that are in hospital right now. You guys are forgetting about the vulnerables are still going to bed hungry. They don't even eat proper meal a day. But then still you're supporting somebody for stealing money like this that belongs to all of us. The one they're stealing with, I mean, from the bush and, you know, the timbers, the gold, the diamonds and things. We're not seeing that. We know, I mean, that one is stealing it a lot. But that one now, it came so visible, man. Come on. Let's go back to the dashboard. Let's see who is calling. Terry. Let's see what I Tell me now. There's stealing right now. Stealing going on. For the over 40 people that died in Nimba County right now that were buried in the mud. That's stealing. Somebody who is actually at the top there, I mean, controlling that particular thread is stealing from us. Send those innocent children. They say, yeah, they are poor people. I can pay them $500 a day. Let them go and look for diamond and gold for me. I will sit in my office in Monrovia. I will be in my big car and whatsoever. I'll be under my air condition. I'll eat my 3 course a meal a day. And those guys are sitting there. They are going deep, deep down the hole with their shovel, with their hands and things. And somebody is sitting there. Somebody is dying. Another child is dying. It's okay for somebody to corrupt other people like that. You're one by one. They're stealing. That's no investment. They're stealing from us. They're stealing from those poor people. They're stealing. Let's see whether we can get this. Terry.
Yes, Common Militant Mark Mesa.
Yeah, I guess your first time on the platform, right? I know you follow.
It's a pleasure.
Yeah, you
follow. It's a pleasure. But I've been following you. One time I watched your video footage when President George Weah went to Paris.
Oh, okay, yeah, I went there. Yeah.
At that time I was at the embassy in Sierra Leone, and we watched it, and it was a very good recording. Okay. Yes, I think at that particular time, George Weah, he asked that Madame Golake, take over the embassy as the ambassador proper. But I'm very, very happy that you are speaking truth to power, and you are informing our people back home. I'm more than sure that in the United States of America, I stand corrected.
Yeah. All over.
Yeah, right. So you are speaking through the power. You are also enlightening the people of Liberia about some of the political happenings in the country. And you are absolutely right when you say that you don't want to mince your words on calling these guys, like embezzling money. You have to call it raw as it is. They are stealing the money. They are looting the country. There's no need for us to euphemize. No need for us to whitewash, this particular act, broad day or looting of the country. And it's very sad. And it's so good that you have brought this particular topic up. And it's so good that the opposition political parties have decided to commit themselves to form an alliance to confront the evil that the Liberian people are going through. And it's very critical because that's the only way, once, it says united we stand, divided we fall. That's the only way we can be able to approach this situation in a safer way. Already we have 16 billion $16 billion Liberian dollar report, on hand. And according to George Weah, or the president, he said that during his annual message that the American government will pass the report through USAID. And it's remaining 3 more days, and he has not even come out to inform the Liberian people where we are with this 16 billion Liberian dollar report, which is very critical because, as you said, most of our health sector is fragile. The health sector, we have Redemption Hospital that is already at the brink of collapse. We have Phoebe Hospital that is in the debt of 300,000 and there is no medicine. JFK is worse. And so if we'll be able to strengthen our health sector, that particular money could help. Yeah. Already the children enrollment into school, it has significantly dropped this year. Last year, worse. This year, it has dropped. Many of the children, they are where they on the street selling plantain, popcorn, candy, and the government is doing nothing in order to help, the situation. Look at the news that came out day before yesterday about nicking, the elderly people. People, they say, oh, they are witchcraft, they accuse them, and the police are not even arresting the situation. These are sad times in our country. and is doing nothing. He has not, you know, the misgovernance in the country is just tragic. It's just tragic. And we need to speak truth to power. Every time they come up to attack us, say, oh, we don't love George Weah, we want to criticize the government. But it's been 1 year, Max Mesa, Big Brother, it's been 1 year. And we cannot see any promising thing. We can see anything promising. You know, look at the health sector, agriculture, the educational system, foreign affairs, everything is just going down the drain. And we should sit there, we shouldn't speak truth to power, we should not help tell George Weah what he's doing is wrong. No. Our responsibility as an opposition is to put the government feet to the fire in a constructive way. And that's what we've been doing since day one, okay, of his administration. But he himself, Weah, does not need help because he doesn't want to reach out to people who are very level-headed, people who want to help him. We are all Liberians. And our major, for me, my first thought about George Weah government, or even the George Weah himself, I just thought he would have formed a unity government, bringing, you know, right people in the government to be able to help him, because he knows nothing about statecraft, he knows nothing about administration, he knows nothing about governance. So my first thought was to have a sophisticated cabinet, you know, which he has fallen short of doing. He brought those individuals who have no knowledge, they are all misfits, you know, incompetent bigots, and they're doing nothing for him. All right, only 3% runs his government. So how can we have this government running like this? Take for instance, that what somebody was telling me today, say, oh, Terry, I think, you know, George Weah government is better than Doe. I told him, no, Weah government is not better than Doe government, because Doe had the opportunity to come to the United States of America on a state visit where Ronald Reagan gave him $500 million. All right, you know the story. All right, so up to now, our president has not touched diplomatic base with the American government for him to have one, you know, state visit in the United States of America, which is very sad. You know, it just broken every tradition of our country, every tradition of our history. All right, because once you're president, you ascend to power. The next thing we should see you in Washington, okay, discussing with the president of the great United States of America, our traditional, you know, partner, you know. So, but it has not happened, and he does not have the right person at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs to be able to, you know, navigate through the diplomatic areas to be able to bring him to Washington, which is very unfortunate. I just got information a few days ago that the foreign minister, Mr. Bezonga Finley, himself is opting to contest the elections 2020 for senator. For senator, he won't be a senator. So his mind is divided. You understand? You see what's happening in the country? His mind is divided. Today, we are up to now. He went to Israel, Tel Aviv, and he didn't even tell the public exactly, you know, to give a clear picture as to what his trip was all about, or what his trip is all about. The first information we got about his trip is that he's taking over 20 officials with him, all right? And he stopped in Ghana, he transited in Ghana for 2 days, and the story about that situation, I have not really confirmed it, but it's very negative. And now he's up to Tel Aviv. Is he going on an investment trip, an investment travel where he will be able to bring back, you know, investment to the country? Because you know very well that job opportunities are wanting in the country. Many people don't have jobs. The economic purchase power of a Liberian is too low, all right? And things prices are very high on the market. People can hardly get food to eat. And we struggle, okay, to work, and we have to send money down to some of our friends and the relatives, you know, which is also embarrassing to us, but we had to do it. All right, but if the country was on a very good trajectory, people will not be thinking much about working hard and sending money back home. All right, they will see about themselves. So this is the situation, and we feels that if people tell him that everything he's doing is okay, everything is all right, he's like the naked king. I think you know about that proverbial story. You know, yeah, the proverbial story where, you know, all the tailors came out, and the two guys, they said, well, they go face the best clothes, or they saw the best clothes for the king. And I got said, suddenly the king got naked, and was the labor on the shoulder of his father. Say, oh, Mr. King, you are naked. Nobody wants to tell you. And nobody wants to tell George Weah those things that, you know, may irritate him. But a leader will want to know exactly where his shortfalls are. There is something in sociology we call the Johari's window. All right. There are things that you know about yourself that people don't know. There are things that people know about you, you don't even know. You understand? So you have to come to that line of sobriety. You know, you have to be sober. You have to reflect. You have to have a sober reflection about yourself and how you're running the country. But everything about this government is George Weah, and they're idolizing him. But now, big brother, this $16 billion report is very critical to this country.
It is.
If we are, I don't know whether his trip is in line with this $60 billion United States dollars. But if he cannot give account of the $16 billion United States dollars, I think it will be a problem in our country. Already the country is moving tense. The university students, they decided on their own to lift up the ban on political activities. You heard about that, okay? I mean, where does that happen? But because there's a misgovernance, people doing their own thing, and you know, this government doesn't love the act of integrity and transparency. No. So most of the officials, they are also following the president. The president doesn't like to be transparent. They're asking about his asset declaration, income and liabilities. He said that, well, he does not want, he wants to protect his family, and he's not going to release his asset declaration to the public. How can we live in a society where we don't know exactly what the president owns or what the president worth? How can we live in a society of such? This is very sad. It's tragic. And we must talk about it, and we must talk it like it is. And I love you for that you're going to say it raw as it is. You are not going to bite your tongue. You are not looking for a job. You are not looking for a job for them, or somebody to call you and say, oh, my man, start talking. And every attempt they made to me for me to go by and say, oh, they want job, I told them no. Because I don't want my conscience to be in prison. I don't want my conscience or my conviction to be arrested by other people and say, oh yeah, my man, once you hear, you got to talk. No, I must be free, and I will be able to express myself, you know, critically and constructively. So that's the thing. So I really appreciate you, and I appreciate the platform. And myself also, every time I get an opportunity, I can always be on my own platform, you know, to be able to speak truth to power and to direct our government where it's going wrong.
Yeah. Indeed.
So thank you very much for the opportunity.
All right, Terry. Thanks a lot. We appreciate your contribution as well. You just reiterate this before we go to the next segment. This visit to Israel, in part in protests here in the United Kingdom. Every time when we hear that the Israeli Prime Minister is visiting here, we will go, and because I stand with the Palestinians. Let me let you know today, I stand with the Palestinians. So I am so much bitter about the way they are treating the Palestinians. And added upon that, every Africans, those black Africans have found their way in Israel, managed to find their way there to go and seek asylum. They send them to the third country, Equatorial Guinea. Israel said they don't want no black person there. We've been running that campaign long time. Israel isn't going to invest in Liberia. Y'all get this one here. So I don't know why we're wasting money to go and spend weekends there, and or so. It's a waste of resources. It's a wasted resources. Such trip, you can get nothing out of it. I hope the president will be able to meet his counterpart anyway, because on arrival he was the information minister, according to the information minister of Israel that met him. Normally on state visit, your counterpart will meet you, receive you, they'll ride the same car, and you'll go. How will the president be so busy, or the prime minister be so busy to go and receive his guest? Anyway, let's take Oliver again once more time, and I'll come back on the dashboard.
What shall we do? Oh, Toddy. What shall we do? Oh, Toddy. What shall we do?
What shall we do? What shall we do in the midst of all of these and things? Let's go back and remind ourselves how we got here.
The Central Bank of Liberia wants to clarify to the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I have my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money. When I asked to testify in the saga, I would have asked the Central Bank governor, how come a whole continuous loaded of Liberian dollars is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where it is alleged that pickups were driven there under the cover of darkness when they came in and were there uploaded and taken to personal homes.
To the general public and our partners in progress that there is no 16 billion Liberian dollars missing, as has been erroneously reported in the media.
I have my head about missing money because I know what happened to the money. When I asked to testify in the saga, I would have asked the Central Bank governor, how come a whole continuous loaded of Liberian dollars is said to have ended up at the vault of National Savings Bank, where it is alleged that pickups were driven there under the cover of darkness when they came in and were there uploaded and taken to personal homes.
It's Rap Logic Studio.
Why me like rock on your cow? The man is still in the shed that the rock on your. Yeah. What?
Why you mean that the road continue to count now?
That's the continue.
Oh, I made a government, the government crooked at dinner.
That's what yeah.
All the suffering was suffering at the road continue to count. Hey, boy.
I would get up for yourself. Somebody can have we have a continue.
All right, guys, you're sorry. They're going to the wrong container. You guys need to go and find the right one. All right, welcome back to the show. Let's see whether we can. Let me see. Where did I put this story? Did I? Okay, yeah. Let me just flag out this story to you just before I leave. It's about 10 more minutes for me to be here. It says here, front page Africa today. It's down to wire for report on the missing billions US 25 million as well. It's down to wire for report on the missing billions US 25 million. This is a story. Let me just show you. This is a story I want to share with you. It's in the front page Africa. The lady at the back there, I think she's the US ambassador to Liberia. And you can see your president. They said down to the wire. So let's get the gist of this story. And so just before we go, let me see. Make the camera position well so I can read it, take the gist of this story. It says here, late January, when President George Manuel Weah delivered his annual message before the joint session of the National Legislature, it was clear that his administration was aware that the anxiety hovering over the nation still is shocked over the missing LD 16 billion and US 25 million respectively. The president acknowledged that during the year 2018 under review, the news media was saturated with stories alleging that containers of Liberian dollars Liberian dollars imported by the central bank were missing. Given the gravity of the allegations, the president declared his administration took several actions in response, including setting up a special presidential technical committee to investigate. In addition, the president said the government requested the assistance of the European Union, the African Union, the United States government, and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, to help in conducting a separate external investigation into the alleged missing money. With the assistance and support of USAID, an audit team from Crow of London, England, was invited to independently investigate and report findings. The report from the Crow audit team is expected at the end of February 2019 and will be released to the public by USAID. If it is established that there has been any willful act of criminality, negligence, or malfeasance by anyone implicated in the reports, the full weight of the law will be brought to bear. The month of February is now down to its last 3 days, and the expectations are high about the findings in those reports, which have until now been made in secrecy and void of leaks, although numerous rumors about bits and pieces have been floating in the air. U.S. information phrase long completed. From Page Africa has learned that versions of both the report by the Special Presidential Technical Committee and the USAID funded one from the Crow audit firm have been making the internal rounds of the diplomatic and government circles since last November, or at least details from them, but concerns over how Liberians would react to the reports have kept them from the glare of the public eye. Okay, they'll give it to us. U.S. Ambassador to Liberia, Christine Erder, revealed in December 2018 that a USAID-hired international forensic team had completed the information gathering phase, which involved meeting with a number of relevant persons in Monrovia, including those who are involved with domestic investigation. The envoy explained that the Liberian government provided full cooperation during the exercise, adding that the information forensic team has returned to where it came from and was in the process of analyzing and compiling its findings to be made public. Although the ambassador failed to mention how soon the report will be out, some diplomatic circles suggested that the report would be made public after the Christmas and New Year's holiday of 2018. Even when Front Page Africa sought clarity from the embassy in the new year on its pledge to release the report after the holidays, the embassy was mum, telling FPA through a spokesperson that it could not provide any further update either than what was provided by the ambassador last December. The interest from the US and other international stakeholders was triggered by a massive protest organized by aggrieved and disenchanted citizens under the banners Concerned Citizens United to Bring Back Our Money and Economic Freedom Factors of Liberia, EFFL, for international partners to help with investigators to ascertain the fate of their missing $16 billion. Protesters last September made appeals to the U.S. Embassy, the European Union, the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, and the United Nations to intervene by embarking on the Liberian government to account for the missing money. The protesters also called on international stakeholders to provide technicians to investigate the matter, as they do not trust the Liberian government on accounts that officials have been providing conflicting information surrounding the issue, and that most of the people on the presidential investigative team are related to people who are to be investigated. The U.S. Embassy, in a release issued on October 10, stated that it was its assessment that such a report would be the most credible and effective means to determine quickly the scale of the problem, and will be an appropriate means for the United States to support the Liberian government's and citizens' desire to understand the allegations and facts. If a broader and longer investigation were found to be needed after the scoping mission has concluded, the government could discuss next steps with international partners, the release said. Missing money, economic implications. It's been a long and dreary past few months of uncertainty. The fear of the unknown and the mystery surrounding the missing money cast a dominant shadow over the first year of the weird government, now swirling in the midst of a serious economic and political crisis. Complicating matters are numerous reports of fiscal discipline that have overwhelmed the economic causing a strain of the Central Bank of Liberia, CBN, that is now in serious financial trauma. The lack of enough local currency on the market has been dampened by a previous year in which the government spent 25% over $100 million than what was collected in revenue, more than its revenue generated. Economists say due to the current fiscal indiscipline, the country's foreign currency reserves to the tune of US 150 million that was left by the previous Unity Party-led government have been knowingly or unknowingly depleted. As a result, foreign currency reserves have dropped from US 150 million to US 25 million. Front Page Africa has learned that the strains have put the government in the red with debts to the Central Bank of Liberia in the tune of US 125 million, and many economists expressing fears that the government may not be able to repay the loan owed the CBL. Additionally, the government reportedly owes the CBL, that's the Central Bank of Liberia, close to LD 3 billion. To be exact, LD 2.8 billion. According to a highly placed CBS source. Knowing this, the source says, the Ministry of Finance continues to write bounced checks which is making it difficult for the CBL to make good from its currency reserve. Aye. For the past year, the CBL has been bailing the government out of its payroll difficulties by financing the payroll, but due to low liquidity problems, the CBL, that's the Central Bank of Liberia, could only manage to pay some government ministries and agencies for Christmas, while other ministries and agencies were not paid for the Christmas and New Year holidays. The continued intervention by the CBL, Central Bank of Liberia, to finance the payroll to minimize chaos and stress protests has not only depleted the country's reserves, but stand out as the root cause of the unfolding economic crisis. CBL source, Central Bank saving depleting. To make matters worse, the Liberian Revenue Authority, that's the LRA, is said to be underperforming. To meet up with government's monthly payrolls, operations, and demands, the LRA is tasked to collect US 1.5 million daily, but unfortunately, the daily revenues collections has dropped as low as 500,000, causing a deficit of 66.66% on the performance of government. Wow. In the first quarter of the year, the government has been surviving mainly on revenues generated from real estate, but that has not been, some diplomatic observers say. The cause of the drop in revenue has to be seriously investigated and immediate steps taken to remedy the situation. A Central Bank of Liberia official with knowledge of the situation, speaking strictly on condition of anonymity, explained to FPA, that's the Front Page Africa, that as of the date of reporting, the central government's savings at the central bank, both consolidated and operational accounts, are below US 10 million. The situation presupposes that the central government will be incapacitated to meet up with the monthly civil servant salaries. All this as the explanation surrounding the US 25 million intended as a mutilated package to aid the rising US exchange rate remains shrouded in mystery and uncertainty. So, very long story here, and the story seems to be very interesting here. So what we get into know here that comes this July, before this July, you know, when we shall have where the government shall be announcing the budget, I think we'll be running into serious trouble as far as running the government is concerned. So, President traveling, it's good to travel. Let's hope that the president is bringing jobs home. But with this story, what is coming out of this story, what I'm reading here, I'm concerned. Between now and July, financially we will be in trouble as a government. The government will be in serious trouble. And when we turn to business people or investors to go and borrow money from them or to pay us upfront, that's when we'll be selling this country. The moment we start doing that, we'll be selling our sovereignty. Because I know the way I'm seeing things, we might end up, this government might end up doing that. Go to the investors, those that are on the ground, and ask them to pay upfront so that they can cover some holes. Because this is not a good news at all. In this particular news here, it's not a good news.
Oh, Daddy, what shall we do?
What shall we do?
This is how we're going to end the show today. Profile Liberia. Thanks to all of you who contributed. Let me go back on the dashboard, in fact, to read your comments there before I take leave of you. All right, let's go back on the dashboard and see what you have there as far as your comments to the topics is concerned. But today, this afternoon, like I said, between now and Thursday, we will be here. We've been running a campaign, but we want to do it exclusively this time around. That will be here for 2 hours between now until Thursday, where we'll be running this issue of the $16 billion, asking the question that we need to ask. All right, let's quickly go here and see this one says okay, Lucine Haja Fofana all the way there from Canada. They will pay for our money, okay. Max, thank you so much for the hard work. Thank you too for thanking me. Edna, yes, that's Lusu. Edna, yes, it is not about prayer. It is about doing the right thing, my sister. Yeah, I think somebody suggested that we should pray for Liberia. First time, then need to resign. Okay, Lucien Haja Fofana, she's answering the question here, because I was asking the question, or asked the question here, regardless whoever is caught up in the web, how will you want them be punished if they are caught up in this money? She's saying here that they should resign, especially if they are serving in government. All right, let's quickly go to Florence Colley. The hotel is there and the air condition is there. That is very good for us. We don't need another sleeping place from no one. Right, I don't know about this actually. Okay, let me go quickly to Amos George. They should be prosecuted to the letter, and they should serve jail time and sell their properties. That's a suggestion from Amos George as well. That if anybody, whosoever will be caught up in this particular $16 billion issue, he is suggesting that we should send them to court. If found guilty, we take all of their properties from them, we sell it, put it back in the government cover, and then send them to jail. Okay, thank you for that. Florence Colley, Morba Malu, and Yeke Kolba, they know where is the missing money. Where is the missing money continue go? Because they have talked about it before. I think some of the Liberians people had the video of it. All right, let's go back. Okay, Florence is back to say, Weah is involved in corruption. This is why he doesn't want to sign the paper for the Economic War Crimes Court to go to Liberia. Okay. Timothy Free Speech as well. Timothy Sunnyball Jr. Smith said, bring our money back, President George Weah. He's pointing finger directly. He said, bring back our money, President Weah. Timothy is back. He said, I'm in support of the establishment of War and Economic Crimes Code for Liberia. Okay, that's Timothy all the way there from Monrovia. And I think lastly, or maybe not, Florence Colley, George Manuel Weah is in Ghana right now. He went yesterday. For the information, he left Ghana already. He's in Israel as we speak. I saw somebody sent me a couple of pictures this afternoon, early this afternoon. He's in Tel Aviv right now in Israel. Well, it's been a pleasure on the show this afternoon. We said 2 hours. We're 2 hours going to be here. So thank you so much for joining in. We'll be back tomorrow at the same time on the same topic with the same questions as well. We just want you providing the platform where you can voice out and give your suggestions with respect to this $16 billion. Wherever you are, in which part of the world you are, whatever you're doing, in whatever state you are, you know, this money should concern you. If you are a true humanitarian and you love this nation, you love Liberia, and you love the children, you love those that they call, how we refer to as the people way down there. When you love them, speak out about this money. It can't just go like this. No. It can't just go like this. Speak out. Desmond Tutu, the Archbishop Emeritus of South Africa, he once said, and I quote, if you are neutral in situations of injustice, you have taken the side of the oppressor. When you sit there, so probably you're seeing the bad thing going on in your community. You're seeing it, but you're not talking about it. You're not talking against it. You're not saying anything. You're just sitting there. That's when you sit in that level, when you act like you are neutral, he is saying that you are in support of those that are doing it. When you refuse to say it, when you refuse to use your puppet, when you refuse to use that mask and speak the truth and look at the people in their faces and tell them the truth, when you sit there and you don't say anything, when you sit there when you don't do anything, you are supporting them. You are giving them the go ahead to do whatever it is doing, whether it's legal. But now some of you are supposed to be reminding them that they should stop this illegal mining. They can't be in the city and be using the people's children in the bush. Yes, you all tell them to stop it. They're sitting down in offices. They're sitting down. Some of them are lawmakers. Some of them are big government officials. They are sitting down right in Mosurado County. They don't even go to that bush. They have they have their right-hand man or whatsoever hand man or whatsoever that coordinate the activities between them, between Monrovia, between their offices and in the bush there, where the children are risking their life, where the young people are risking their lives every day. For $500 Liberian dollars, for $600 Liberian dollars, they go and risk. They go way under the ground there, and they say they're looking for gold, they're looking for diamond and thing. They're risking everything. Today, what happened in Nima County? You should be condemning them. Use your puppet to tell the people that they are doing the wrong thing. They will go to hell. It's enough. Thank you so much for listening. And I want to say, by grace of God, we'll be back tomorrow afternoon on the same topic. Those of you that will be with me this evening, the Max K Talk Show returns. And of course, we'll be interviewing the Ebony ambassadors here in the UK. Until tomorrow, or later on this evening, I want to say thank you so much for being there. Thanks for sharing the video. Thanks for watching. Thanks for your contribution as well. From my end, God bless you. God bless the continent of Africa. Above all else, may God bless Mama Liberia. I am out. Thank you.
Hello? What do you mean? What do you mean I won't continue to go? The man of the city, I'm going to say that you won't continue. Yeah.
What do you mean I won't continue to go now?
That you won't continue.
Oh, I made a government crooked at dinner.
That crooked, yeah.
All the suffering was suffering and the wrong continue.
I will get up for yourself. I will get up. So, my guy, we are